Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where today, ladies and gentlemen, National Anthem reaction time once again. And just a few little small things I kind of wanted to boast about. Well, they're more news related, but the fact is that I've made, so far, roughly just under 200 videos already in the preparation for RageCon 3, and I have completely exhausted an entire external hard drive just for what we've done so far. So that's 2 whole terabytes I've managed to eat up in the span of about 7 weeks, 7 weeks being a good estimate. So somehow, and I mean this somehow, I've got to, because okay, on the top of my head, I think it's there's a 1,000 gigabytes make up a terabyte. So if each video I made from here on in, and again, this is a big order, was roughly less than, let's say, a whole gigabyte to put up, then we could get at least another 1,000 videos out before I would have to resort to yet another new external hard drive. And then again, I'm sort of going on the limb of trying to get a big one, maybe 5 terabytes. Because, to be honest, I probably might need 50 terabytes just to get through the entire year. And that sort of thing is expensive, but that's just for what they are worth. And this plays no real relation whatsoever to this video, but I just thought it was worth mentioning just for the sake of what it is. Now, you may be understanding, ladies and gentlemen, is that certainly as we go through a lot of nations and we go through a lot of countries, it's also worth noting that we also start going through a lot of nations that maybe at first glance we wouldn't necessarily surmise that they would be the first thing we think about. But one of the things I want to straight up just do is that there's at least 52 national anthems I want to check out throughout the whole of this year. And certainly, oh god, I feel, just 1 second, I felt like I was going to be sick or something. It still means we've got, oh god, I'm allowed to sit down after this. I feel like I'm about to be sick every single time I open my mouth. Because there's we're up to, what is it now, the 32nd week of the year, so that means we're probably somewhere in roughly about, let's say, the beginning of September. Does that mean we still got quite a number of anthems to go through? But with that being said, the only reason why I might be stalling or you're just at this point is because Suriname is a nation that I know very, very little about. So the only things I could think to suggesting are the things on the most very basic scale. So first of all, its flag is green, white, red with a yellow star in the middle, and geographically it's situated between Guyana and French Guiana. And also you have this small little patch of land. Well, then again, this was from 2010. This is what area and here claimed was owned by Suriname, just north of Brazil. And the only other thing worth mentioning is that Suriname is a nation that is largely compromised of rainforest and a lot of Dutch colonial extracts. So it could be from things like trade and among many other things. So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, my knowledge about Suriname basically stops and starts there. And the only thing I can feel to worth bringing into my mind is, one, if we literally go through the forests of Suriname, and the fact that it actually does look pretty nice. I mean, you might, again, that's just entire forest right there. That might have been a city of some description, but it's just left to grow in its natural beauty. And The only thing I would have made the comment about once you've seen one tree, you've seen them all, but not quite this one. I mean, the river just flows like muscle across the forests, and again, this is the entirety of the Suriname rainforest, literally like 4/5 of the entirety of Suriname, and basically everything from the east to the west coast is basically entirely, well, I'd say it's largely where the majority of the population of Suriname is based. And also, for those wondering, Suriname has a population of just under 650,000 people. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't really have much else to say. But when it comes to when we do like the translation for this video, as you know, surely we will, I'll certainly have a lot more to say then. I'm just sort of going under this, and I think it's time we got started, shall we? So, please rise, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem of Suriname. I like that, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, well, to be fair, when was the last time I ever came out and said that I disliked a national anthem? But I've never necessarily heard of what sounds like a very quiet little jazz band for playing the national anthem. And for what it is, it's very simplistic, but it's meant to be I think it's like one of the things you could sort of like get behind about perhaps maybe why some things are simplistic is that it's very easy to come to terms with, and it's very easy to understand. God wants to elevate the land of Suriname. People want to work hard for it. We don't quite know how. Maybe some of us will never know how exactly we got here, and we have to fight the good fight and not be afraid of who we are. So you could say that it doesn't get any simpler than that, but also it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that, because that's good enough for what it is. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the simplest is the most sound of them all. And Suriname, I'll certainly give it, again, a nation that I have very little context for, actually puts a very good case just for actually, maybe there's something I am missing. And when it comes to doing the translation for this video, there might be even more that we're missing out on. So there's going to be plenty to get our teeth into next time. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to the national anthem of Suriname. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, because we want to know what you guys felt of Suriname's national anthem for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.